Honk.
Hey, look at that. It's a Wednesday. How could it possibly be a Wednesday and also involve a stream on our channel? The only way is in the week of bonus streams. That's right. That liminal week between Christmas and New Year's, when everyone's just like, the old year is just about over, but not quite. The new year is just about here, but not quite. And everyone's kind of just sort of in this weird limbo state. It's been discussed many times. No one really knows what to do about it. They're just kind of like, it's not that people aren't really, they can be down, sometimes post-holiday letdown, or sometimes they can be excited for the new year, or sometimes they have, who knows? But it's a strange, kind of weird in-between state. And it is in that time, at least in the year 2022, that we're doing the week of bonus streams, and that includes me playing on some Ghost of Tsushima on Wednesday. So welcome, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you had a pleasant Wednesday. I had I would say, fairly productive, busy Wednesday, trying to get a bunch of other odds and ends done. Tomorrow is going to be pretty much all Renegade edits all the time before I probably do another one of these bonus streams. But this has been good, and I was glad to be able to do it. If, that is, I were in a situation of having to be recuperating, which I am, although my fever is gone today, so people know I no longer have a fever at all. So that's good, and yeah, we're just keeping on, staying with it, and getting ready to play some Ghost of Tsushima. A couple of things before we get started. If you haven't done so already, please, as always, as I always say, follow the channel. Please check out our YouTube with !ArvTube. Discord is !ArvCord. Twitter is !ArvTweets. Website, arvaneleron.com. Financially, !ArvShop is the merchandise area. I'm going to have to do a lot of work on that area soon, because the stuff that's on there is stuff that is kind of it's a little bit outdated, especially the Adventures Middle Earth stuff now, because we're going to be moving into Shire Adventures, as you folks know. So I'm going to have to make some updates to that site pretty soon. But that still is there for right now. !ArvShop. !ArvTreon is the Patreon, which allows you to support us and get some awesome stuff for you as well in the channel, which is always, of course, appreciated. And if you have not already done so, please consider as well the possibility of subscribing to the channel, which is always appreciated. I know a number of folks have done that, but if you haven't, please consider doing so. You can get those custom sub badges and emotes to use everywhere across Twitch, and you can do so in the process of getting all those emotes and things like that. You can also get inspirations to help our players as well, although it does not look like we're going to have to worry about any of that this year. The last D&D event is going to have come yesterday during GOG's stream, the Ghost of Saltmarsh, because we are not going to have an Expedition from the Mysterious Peak stream on a Sunday or Saturday rather. It's the 31st, but it's been, I having missed most of pretty much all of Christmas and afterwards and all that, and not having my family around right now either. I've got to spend some time with the family as soon as they get back, and I'm able to do so. So that's going to be happening on Saturday. I may stream after the kids go to bed and stuff like that. I might stream on the 31st, but if I do, it's going to be one of those, let's all have a happy new year and, talk about stuff and hang out and play a couple of simple games or something like that. It's definitely going to be too late for us to do the session for Expedition. So Expedition will resume next month with its 2 sessions. And in fact, all of our campaigns will be resuming next month. And as I say, it's going to be a busy and exciting, I hope, year of 2023. But that means that inspirations that you get from subs will not have any benefit this year for the remaining 3 days or whatever. But they'll definitely be able to be used used as of next year when you begin that. So just, keep that in mind. And those custom sub badges, of course, stay with you regardless. On the publishing side, exclamation point Icarus, my graphic novel from Athos Hearts. Exclamation point Library, that's my Tales and Tomes in the Forbidden Library, my 5e adventure and source book from Alligator Alley Entertainment. And, of course, exclamation point Greyshade, which is my Greyshade novel that came out as well from Athos Arts. That came out in May. And the sequel, I was just talking about working on that. That's Renegade. Renegade is going to be out next year. I'm only going to be able to say that for a few more days. So starting next year is when you'll be able to see it. And then Heretic will be the year after that. And you can also pre-order the tabletop role-playing game from Brandon O'Brien. That's also of Greyshade, going to be coming out next year. And Trent Sparks' audiobook, which is also going to be coming out next year. So lots of stuff coming out next year. And you can pre-order all of that at that link. As always, exclamation point BLM, Black Lives Matter, important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Exclamation point Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help and to reach out to others when they need help as well. And exclamation point Ukraine, Ukraine, to help the fine people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war. This has been obviously a very difficult war. It has been a devastating conflict. They are fighting it with bravery and courage, but it's still been devastating, and this is the way for us to step up and help, even if in a small way, and to send the message that we'll do that for others as well. So we had a chance to play some No One Lives Forever yesterday. I hope that was enjoyable to folks who checked that out. A game that we may very well return to in the future. But for right now, we're getting back to the main event, so to speak, of the video game side of things on this channel, and that's been Ghost of Tsushima. Once we get through Ghost of Tsushima, next up after that, remember, is Sorcery 4. And once Sorcery 4 is completed, assuming that that's not happened before March, then we'll be moving directly from there into Jedi Survivor. If we somehow finish those games earlier than that, which I think is unlikely, but if we somehow do finish those games earlier than that, then we'll play one of the short games on the list first, and then we'll go on to Jedi Survivor. But Jedi Survivor is definitely going to be the next game that we play after Sorcery 4 as soon as it's made available. So we'll sort of play that out and see how things go. But otherwise, that's what we're looking at. So I hope everyone is well. Again, I am hoping that we'll get more people here over time. But I would not be surprised if at least it's going to be somewhat of a smaller crew tonight, largely because it's a Wednesday night, and I pretty much never stream on Wednesday nights, or just about never. So welcome everybody, and there we go. I'm trying to retweet this, but actually, wait, I'll do it on my phone. I don't know if anyone had this problem, but Twitter is not logging in or opening up properly on Firefox. I was a little worried that there was something wrong with my Twitter account, but then I logged on just fine on Chrome. I also logged on no problem on my phone and on Chrome on the computer, so I don't really get the problem. So I don't know. These things sometimes happen, and then it just kind of gets cleared up or whatever. Firefox doesn't update, but Firefox is my browser of choice, so I hope they do that sooner rather than later. But in the meantime, please, it says, join us! Exclamation point, retweet. Lovely. My tweet was sent. All right, that's good. Okay, there we go. Hi, Emily. Quality over quantity. Oh, thanks, Emily. That's yeah. Thank you for doing that. That would be awesome if you did, but no big deal if you don't feel like it. But if you do, then that's awesome. Thank you. And yeah, Emily doing like from, in between her 75 consecutive edits. I don't know whether anybody realizes this, but let me get rid of that and turn on that. There we go. Hi all. Whoa, is that? Woof. Okay, hang on a second. We gotta change that bad boy up. I promise you I did not suddenly get a tan in late December. That did not happen. That is what we call way too yellow a light. It's funny, when I first got these light panels, I didn't actually think, let's see. That looks more like it, I think. And then let me turn, yeah, there we go. Maybe one more down. When we got when I got these light panels, I didn't really, there was all this stuff about, and then you can change the color temperature. I'm like, yeah, okay, blah, 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 talky. Like, I don't care, what does that matter? As long as I have light. No, no, no. You need color temperature if you're going to do this nonsense. Like, so long as you have this nonsense, you need to be able to have color, at least just vague color change. And now that's actually too white. See, is what I mean. And there are people who do. I am not that obsessed about it. There we go, better. But there are some people who like get really obsessed about balancing it out. But because I've got blue back there right now, that's my Ghost of Tsushima color set. So because I've got that, I've got to change these differently. Last night, I think I was using an orange color set, which means that I had to switch. So these were way colder in temperature to kind of compensate. And so, yeah. It's kind of interesting, actually, to see how the stuff all functions. Oh, and one other thing I want to check. I'm looking to see, last night I noticed that there was a little bit of a ripple effect where, and this has something to do, you may notice this if you ever take a video of your television or something like that, having something to do with the refresh rate so that it looks as if it's like, woo, 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 woo. But of course, when you're looking at it, you don't notice it because our eyes do not pick up the refresh rate, but much more sensitive and fast cameras can. So I need to just double check and make sure. Nope. Okay, it's fine. Last night, I think it's the more, maybe it's the warmer the light back there. It just was faint, but there was a little bit of sort of, again, that ripple effect, which I can correct for on the camera, but I just hadn't noticed it because normally my camera doesn't have that effect when I'm dealing with those lights. When that's pure white back there, sometimes it's more, that tends to sort of bring that out more, so you got to be a little bit more careful. But anyway, I'm sure you're all fascinated. This is why you came to this channel, for color discussions. That's exactly why you're all here. Anyway, yeah. So what say we go and save some to Tsushima? What do you say? Let's do it. It was warmer here today. I think temperature-wise, it is now elevated out of the brutal temperatures that we had. It's been steady, actually. Yeah, it's 39 outside. And the sort of 15-day forecast has it. It's going to, well, at least not even the 15. The next like 6 to 7 days. Tomorrow's going to be 46. Friday 50. Saturday 48. Sunday 54. Monday 48. Tuesday 52. So it's going to be a lot of high 40s and low 50s and some rain. And so that we got out of those brutal temperatures. Now, on the one hand, you're like, oh, great, because that means that the temperatures are less. Okay, that's all true. But one of the issues with that is, although it's probably better for energy bills, I feel bad for the kids. There has been a couple of there was like a dusting, maybe half an inch of snow that we got, and that's it. Now, famous last words, I'm going to say all of that, and then like the third week of January, you watch, like third week of January, all the way through like the second week of March is just going to be snowstorm. That's what's going to happen, right? But I do feel bad for the kids because, I mean, you know, in wintertime, I expect snow. If I wanted nothing but sun all the time, I'd move to Florida. I don't know that I would ever move to Florida, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, and I feel bad because the kids obviously, and I would love to be able to do that. He's old enough now, my son's old enough now, that he sleds with us anyway. Hey, Drew, welcome. He sleds anyway, and so having something where he could sled with me and my daughter, or, you know, him and his sister, my daughter, or, you know, my wife and him, you know, like whatever, we could all do that. I wanted to take him snow tubing. He's never actually been, let me think about this. So he's been sledding many times, but he's never actually been like honest to God snow tubing at like a place that does that. You know what I mean? The place where they have like the groomed tracks and they have them like in these like side-by-side tubes, or, you know, not tubes, but basically, you know, tracks right down the mountain. And he's never been to one of those places, and I think he would freaking eat that up. So I'd love to share that with him. And my daughter loves sledding. So, yeah. So I'm hoping that we get some snow. They also want to, you know, he likes making snowmen and all that kind of good stuff. So I do hope that we get some actual winter weather. But as I say, this is the problem. I'm going to put that out in the universe. The universe is going to be like, all right, mister. And then that means that it's going to wait until I get back to school. And then the first 2 weeks are just going to be like snowstorm canceled, class canceled, class canceled. Like, so you know, be careful what you wish for. But anyway, let's do it. So how you doing, Drew? Drew, has it warmed up? I assume it's warmed up near you too, right? It's gotten to really what this is actually more like late November weather, mid to late November weather at the moment, temperature-wise. Where am I going? What am I doing? Where am I? Oh, yeah. That's right. Okay. I did a lot of stuff. I did get, okay, interesting. I thought I got all of these, but I did miss a couple of these question marks, I guess, when I was doing other stuff. Oh, yeah, because I said I was going to do that off stream. Well, then I will keep to that. So we're going to continue on stream with more quote-unquote main-style missions. They're not the gold missions, but they're main-style missions. So we got the Last Warrior Monk. We've got Ishikawa. I'm leaning towards that because I would like to do some more Ishikawa stuff. It's still cold as hell, really. What temperature is it for you? It's like 39 by us. What is it for you? So I think I'm going to go here and then pick this up. I want to see what's going on with our boy Ishikawa. What the heck am I wearing with this? It's been 10 days since I played this. How do I even play this game? Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Look what an incredible outfit. What? That is just... Look at that thing. That chat is freaking gold. Look at that. 37? Oh, yeah. So you're not that much colder than me. Look at that. That is such a badass outfit. Ugh. Okay. However, it's also the wrong outfit because we want traveling gear. Also a very good outfit. Okay. I need you to go there. Whoops. I need you. Right. Miss me, Shadow? Not deal with the Mongols right now. Oh, gosh. Oh, what? Wow. There we go. That was probably, I just realized that was probably an incredible waste of arrows, but oh well. Mistakes were made. Ooh, bird! Bird, bird, bird. Bird is a word. Bird, 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 bird. Bird is a word. These Mongols are so drama. Did I just see something back there? Oh, I did. Yeah, I hear you, bird. He's like, wait. No, I'm like, I know.
おらぬか。誰か見たやもしれんな。
本当に驚いたよ。驚いたってその野党にお侍様が手を結ぶような相手じゃないじゃないか。お侍様も野党も。
Oh wait, wrong thing.
間違ってるって言いたいの。でも私たちのために戦ってるんだろ。卑しい人殺しと。
Why did you stop here?
お侍様の好きにさせてごらん。村が焼かれてもおかしくないよ。
You're just showing me a survivor camp? Okay. Oh no. Yeah, that means so you've got like a wind chill of like negative 30 more degrees is what you're telling me, right, Drew? Okay. That's maxed. That's maxed. That's maxed. That's maxed. I need one more predator hide. And then I can max that. And then I'll have to do a little bit more with those. That's maxed. Could also max that. Yeah, I could use a little more work on those things. Hi. Okay. So I don't know why the bird just brought me here, but... Maybe I'm looking for Ishikawa. Oh, he's there. But why did he bring me here? He literally, like, the bird literally just settled here. I don't know. Yeah, that's rough. Oh no.
武士を知らぬか弓取りだ
東へ向かわれました。狩りに加わるなら追いつけとことづてを。確かにお伝えしました。
Ah. Dreams of conquest. Yeah, I think I may have mentioned this before, but I actually, a couple months ago, I went with a good friend of mine to a football game at West Point, which is, in this case, which is Army, and it was Army versus my alma mater, UConn, and I'm here to tell you that my alma mater did not present well. Army pretty much, you know, tore them apart, and it was close up until the second. What the? It was close up until the beginning of the second half, and then just UConn made mistakes, and Army just blew them out. But why am I mentioning that? Because it was in November. I'm sorry, mid-November. So it was actually it was only about 6 weeks ago. It was in November, and as the sun went down, we were on this one side of the field. The sun's there, right? And then we noticed people are moving down from the top seats, and we're like, oh yeah, because there's not people. But it wasn't that. It was that the sun was dropping, and that was cold because it's a beautiful stadium, and it's the location, West Point. If you've ever been to West Point, the academy there is it's a gorgeous location. But it's like, the river's right there, not far away, and you've just got the wind basically just cutting. It was freaking freezing there. It was so cold. And we made it all the way until like midway through the fourth quarter when Army was up by like 2 touchdowns or something. I'm like, you know what? Can we just bail? And so we both left to get back to the warm car. Because the other thing is, too, you can't just park right next to the stadium. You have to park below, and then you like walk, hoof it all the way up to get... It was like, whew. So we had to go all the way back down. So West Point team, because they just shot the UConn. Oh, jeez. No, Rock God. I mean, sorry, Drew. Beg your pardon. Yeah. But, UConn is number 2 team in the country in basketball. Undefeated. Just want to throw that in there. Okay. Ooh, I didn't see it. So hold on. Samurai aims bow. Oh, wait, hold on. You wrote me a poem. All right. Samurai aims bow. Arrows shoot. Perfect focus. Pig is still alive. Samurai. You need to imagine instruments being played against this, right? No. And I'm like, samurai aims bow. Arrows shoot. Perfect focus. Pig is still alive. And that gives me the headband of failure, Emily. Like if the headbands you always get. So I get the headband of failure for that. That's what that haiku gives me. Oh, hi. Whoa, what the? Oh, wait, sorry. All right, we're here. Okay. Which is my main... Oh, yeah, it is this one. Wanna fight? Fight me! Whoa! Take it easy, bro. Oh. Jerk. Stormtrooper headband. Wow, the deepest cut right there. That's the deepest insult. Man, Stormtrooper. Those pigs are, you know, they can move. All right. Oh, wait. Let me get these arrows. Okay, cool. What's up?
その怪我
かすり傷じゃ。
何故先走ったのですか。
巴の足取りを掴んだ。逃がしてたまるか。
巴の兵でしょうか。
わしの名を知っておった。
新手が来ます。傷の手当てを。敵は私が。
Okay. Ah. Okay, jerk. Okay. This is not a good spot to be. Why is it... I don't understand what it's doing. I can't... Why is it showing me this? Oh, what? Dude, I don't know what my camera is doing. Oh, okay, now you're pissing me off. Take that. Hell out of here. What was going on with my camera back there? It was really odd. It was not like... It kept... I must have accidentally, like, shifted it somehow. So it kept looking at it, like, in profile. I'm like, what are you doing? Just do the thing where you're over the shoulder. Yeah, that's true. Let me get some more ammo. Okay, yes, I can't. Is there really, Drew?
あなたが囲まれるとは。
巴の教えが良いのだ。
わけは他にありましょ
う。思い当たる節が申せ。
巴に執着し、周りが一切見えておらぬからでは。
わしとて過ちは犯す。
相手が巴ゆえ、心を乱される。
先を急ぐぞ。
どのような野営です。
兵の多くは弓取り、赤島のあちこちで村を襲っておる。
巴がその指揮を。
あやつは我らを下すための手のいい道具よ。
Oh, whoa. There we go. Sorry, I need to get some kunai.
巴は猛虎につく前にあなたを襲った。隠さず司祭をお話しください。
あやつは賊の一味に加担したのだ。金のためにな。
それが何だとおっしゃるのです。
まあ聞け。お主ならばその賊を生かしておくか。
あなたが先に襲ったのですね。
そこらの族と同じように処したまでだ。
弟子だというのに
ひいきするわけにはいかんから
な。まず長尾博則、次は巴。
お主はわしを裏切るでないぞ。
Yep. That rigid mentality, man. The trick gives him a hell of a will. He's sensei.
あれは何事だ。
A gate.
戯れにあやめおって。
これは稽古だ。
情けはないのか。
無意な殺しは士気を下げるのみ。薬も過ぎれば毒だ。
お前は弟子入りを志す前は何をしておったのですか。
あやつの母はお麦の商人の娘。父親は知らぬ。なぜ聞く。
殺しは一日でならぬもの。たとえ弓の才があろうと。
人殺しの血が流れておるということだ。
She was born with a taste for bloodshed. Bad to the bone. Bad.
また巴の仕業だ。
Oh, maybe I should not take this moment to sing George Thorogood.
赤島の民は家畜だとでも思っておるのか。
あやつらは血に飢えておるのだろう。刃を磨くは人殺し。武士は心を磨かればな。
あなたは刃ではなく弓を磨いた。
弓の腕のみ。殺すためではない。
どこに才があると。
弓の弦は傷ついたものを蔵に固定させ、矢尻は小刀の代わりに肉を切れる。
つまり弓は刃にあらずと。
そして武士は人殺しにあらず。
巴が抗えば殺さねばなりません。どうかお覚悟を。
弟子の戸川、死も負わねばなるまい。わしが切ろう。
しかしあえて人殺しに育てたわけではないでしょう。
弟子に取った時、あやつの闇を見抜けんかった。
Nah.
だからこそ恐ろしいのですね。
煩わしいだけだ。もう着くぞ。中山砦を思い出せ。
敵陣を調べ短所を見極め策を練る。
上出来だ。見るは二度、いるは一度。ここから歩こう。
All right, well, if we're going to do that, let me switch to my amazing... Yeah, that armor is also good. Hey, Sensei. Sensei, do you see my awesome new armor? Hey, Sensei. Boo! Boo, look.
声がする。
弓取りを着々と育てておるわ。
あれは猛虎流の弓術。
折衷だ。日本式とのな。
Oh, hold on a second. I want to read that. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Conscripted randos. Okay, that's interesting. Emperor Palpatine was super racist. Well. Yeah. You come back here in your fancy armor. That's interesting, Drew. I had not heard quite that. Seems pretty freaking limited in terms of knowledge, but, you know. Wonder if that's this, because I don't think the Sith had that same feeling, right? That's just an Emperor, that's a Palpatine thing, right?
全くしつけがなっておらん。
あそこを奪えば居所が分かりましょう。
先陣を切れ。わしが弓で援護する。
Reach the encounter area. Reach the encounter area. What? Are we at the... Oh. Right. Gonna be all sneaky like. Okay, now we defeat the Mongols. No, let's go with this. Oh, we don't have any explosives? Oh, we do have explosives. Well, well. Good morning. All right. Well, now that we've opened up the scoring. Oh God! Whoopsie! Oh, I guess I can't block those. Nobody here. Only us rabbits.
美味しらしくなったものよ。金田の木でも見事だったぞ。巴がおらん。
確かですか。調べましょう。
he just watched me, like, so that last guy was up. He's just like, well, looks like all the boys are out this time. Wait, who? Interesting, okay. Hey, what's up, Dragospear? Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the party, pal. Alright. Oh, that's unfortunate. Make sure I get some more. Well, as I do different raids and stuff, look at that. Boy, this is a lovely place. This camp reminds me of freaking Witcher stuff.
Fumido, 日本語です。
なんとある。
大藩に謹んで申し上げます。この年の終わりまでに持てる技すべてを旧兵にお教えいたします。その暁には石川と堺の首を届けましょう。
巴だな。
Okay. Well, that's great. I'm sure that won't have any long-term lasting consequences. Right.
Bushiの目録、弓と的ばかりだ。豊玉の各所に送るようです。
修練場を増やす腹積もりか。
Aw, thank you, Emily. Unless you're making fun of me for the pig miss, which I would richly deserve such joking if that were the case.
西方に帰した。
ご決断を。止める術はただ
Yeah, maybe I missed him on
言われず
purpose.
とも分かっておる。
ならば証明してくだされ。
己わしを愚弄するか。巴はこのわしの宝だが、いざとなれば島のため切る覚悟はできておる。それが死の務め。
Ah.
先の目録、修練場探しの頼りになります。
Thank you.
裏切る者を成敗するぞ。堺。
Yeah.
お主は太刀の腕も器量も備えておる。だが二度とわしを侮るでないぞ。
Yo. I mean, I don't know, man. I like Ishikawa, but, like, I'm questioning your judgment. There's a line in John Adams where Hamilton is in there, and at one point he says something to the effect of, like, Hamilton wants to, like, basically raid, you know, attack France and, like, try to get Spanish Louisiana and all this stuff. And Hamilton at one point is like, are you questioning my patriotism, sir? He says, oh, no, Mr. Hamilton, I'm questioning your sanity. It's this very funny line about why, like the idea that in some way it made any sense whatever on God's green earth to attack France because of the fear that Napoleon was going to do XYZ. It was a nice smackdown of Hamilton, who dearly needs it in the John Adams sequence. I don't need Charm Precision. I already have that. Two Tails are updated. That's interesting. Ghost and the Demon. Oh, right. I keep forgetting this. I keep thinking of these as being in order, and they're not. It's not that. It's that they're like all these different camps, and I have to hit each of them. And I just keep forgetting that, and I don't understand why I keep forgetting. Okay, the Ghost and the Demon Sensei. All right, let's do it. Let's fast travel there. That's easy. Appropriate for the circumstances. I'll put on my awesome... That is, I mean, look at that. That right there also is pretty sweet. Yeah? Well, can you describe... It really is, right? Weird in what way, Emily? Find someone who may have seen Ishikawa. You! Have you seen Ishikawa? I don't... Why are you frightened of me? Why are you scared? Why? Answer me! Oh my goodness. Yes, he does. Well, I mean, I love the idea that it is like his greatest failure, but then he needs to stop being so freaking defensive about it. Like, it's his fault, so then, fix the problem,
何の話だ。
旅のアキュードを襲っているんだろう。弓の達人と手を組んで。
石川先生か。ありえぬ。
あれはあんたの声だった。
声だと？いつだ？
ついさっきだ。腹を空かせた獣のように暴れ回ってただろう。
The Ghost and the Demon Sensei. Yeah. But I don't... There is a kind of like... I don't know. This is my problem to solve, sort of. But then he also does want help? I don't know. Something doesn't feel quite right about the whole bit. Oh, I was literally about... I was like, no, thank you for taking care of my... No. Wrong horse. Okay. Right. What? No. Best guess is I'm up there. I hear a bow being twanged.
Sensei!
Damn it, lungs. Whoops.
ゆるりと物見とは。
Eh. Hey, what's up, man? I'm here to question your integrity.
あんたがクロード。
ここで何が。
行商が襲われたのだ。
俺は分かってるんだぞ。あんた猛虎と手を結んで。
I didn't know that. That's funny, Drew.
休んでおれ。その話はわしがしよう。
Yeah, that's true.
巴の仕業でしょうか。
我らに濡れ衣を着せ、民に不安の種をまいておる。急ぎ向かったのだが、こやつしか助けられなかった。
襲われた場所は。
この近く、なぜだ。
足跡をたどれば野営の場所を突き止められます。
悪くない案だが。
何か。
気にするな。辛労のせいだ。
それももう終わりです。
ここにおれ。しばし一息ついてしかる後離れるがよい。
そういたします。
奇襲の場所まで案内を。
All right, let's go.
なぜわしの居所が。
アキュードの悲鳴を聞いた者が。
巴のおかげで街道は空だ。だがどうしてか行商が通ったのでな。後をつけた。
なぜ巴はこの地の行商を襲うのでしょう。櫛を奪っても利はないはず。
だが櫛寺は民の拠り所。道を封じて士気を下げる策か。
まだ定かではないと。
何とも言えん。今はな、巴は弓の教えに背いた。そしてわしを裏切り、次は故郷を狙っておる。地の果てまでも追い詰めてやる。
I mean, his judgment has got to be pretty clouded regarding her too, as far as like his like anger to deal with her.
巴に殺された者も。調べてみましょう。生き残りはおらぬ。
日本式の矢もあるか。
無論です。
Merundus. Slice his arrows. I keep forgetting about it. I just am so used to dodging that I, you know, and or parrying. Check that in a minute.
街道を進んだ。
見つけ出す。
櫛の民への戒め。
あやつめ。
先生と私の名を語っております。この道決して通るべからず、通れば死する。
Yeah.
なるほど。考えたの。これ以上、巴どもの気まぐれで櫛の民を死なせてたまるか。来い。
Allergies? What?
急げ。馬を降りる。来い。探る暇はない。
せいてはことをし損じると言いますぞ。
何故一人。
助けてやらねば。
こっちにいます。
動くな。
ああ、ダメです。来てしまったのですか。
なぜ拒む。
あの女が言うには。
巴が申してみろ。
侍が来るまでは私を生かしておくと。
Oh, okay.
賭けだ。
What the fuck? Wow. That's a lot of shot, my dude. That is a lot of shot. Where's everybody else? Interesting. Oh, I see. You just slice arrows by blocking, right? Theoretically. Okay, hang on. Gotta check in here, make sure that we're not missing any, Tomo propaganda, you know? Could be propaganda under this iron. Okay. Now I'm going to sneak away, and he's never gonna hear... Okay. I think that's everything now. Okay, how are we doing on arrows? 8 heavy, no explosive. Okay. 16 regular, 4 flaming. That's not bad. Let's go with that. Yeah, that was something.
巴の仕掛けた罠にまんまとはまりました。
実は2日前に話をした。
巴と？
この女とだ。王子と共におる島の女を見たそうでな。野営を突き止めて知らせろと頼んだのだ。
村の女子に？
失敗するとは思わなかった。このムクロが巴であったかもしれんぞ。
巴は武士の何たるかを分かっておらぬとおっしゃったが、あなたも同じ穴の無地なだ。
年寄りに期待をしすぎるな。おじごにもわしにも政子殿にもな。年寄りに甘えるのはガキのすることだぞ。
何をおっしゃりたいのです？
わしもお主も武具を手に生死をかけて戦っておる。
だからその手を血に染めたのですか？
だからこれまで生き延びたのだ。お主は違うか、クロードよ。
私は民を守ったまで。
手を血に染めてな。大綱にも修練場があるぞ。
Not 100% sure I buy that little bit of wisdom from Ishikawa. Like, I feel like a lot of these are just, you know, are Sakai being like, you screwed this up, and him being like, don't judge me. Don't question me. Don't judge me and question me. What is that? Charm of Swift Return. Missed standard arrows have a 25% chance of being recoverable. Interesting. Wait, no, damn it, I didn't... I do not love this system of equipping things. Okay, right. Efficiency, yeah. That's a maybe. Yeah, I don't actually really need that return arrows one. Auto loot? You just see something and you loot it. Wow. The ultimate in late stage capitalism. Auto loot. You just look at it and it appears. Okay, so let me go. Okay. So, actually, wait a second. Okay, so we got one more. Let's finish up with the Ishikawa. Let's do one more of the Ishikawa here. And then we'll see what else we got of these active tales. All right, Ishikawa. I'm going to go cross country and I'm going to show you and we're going to see how things go. See you soon, Ishikawa. Find Ishikawa inside the farmhouse. Can't I find him here? Why do I'll see you later, Sensei. I'm gonna go find you in the farmhouse. Okay? Alright, have a bye-bye. Whoa, hey, some bamboo there. Okay. Oh man. I hope I can like make my way around Looks like I might be able to. Why is it a shady charm? Because, like, well, I mean... Oh, wait. Oh. All right, bird. You showing me the lighthouse? Oh, no. Oh, we got a bamboo strike, people. Yeah. Wow. Look at that, too. Oh, I think we got something here. Okay, let me cut this bamboo so I don't get that, first of all. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Oh, wrong one, wrong one. Let's see. Ooh. Damn it. There we go. Took a minute to get that rhythm down. Okay. Now we screenshot this bad boy. I actually don't know if I want... Maybe I want it in there? Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. No. Yeah, that's true. I guess I could have just done picture mode, but it's alright. There's like two... Wow. Wow. Okay, that's... Okay, first of all. That's spectacular. Alright, and then... I also want one this way. I don't love that being there. Unless I can frame... Ooh, can I frame it? Like... I don't know. I was thinking, like... No, that's probably not going to work. I was thinking about framing it where, like, the temple's in the background and the triangle, like, the cut bamboo is keeping up, but it doesn't really... It's not really doing that. Maybe like that? That's pretty good. I do love the silhouette shots. I mean... That shot is objectively pretty gorgeous. Is that a lighthouse? What is that? It's not a lighthouse. Is it just a tower? Just random tower? Yeah, not a lighthouse. Just a random place. I'm going to eat the sun. That's just silly. Oh, it really is. It's so weird how this game can be both incredibly peaceful and beautiful and then staggeringly violent. Within several seconds of each other. Okay, that seems fine. Right, okay. Alright, last camp. Or at least the last one that I see from him. Wait. Is this heading towards... Oh, okay. It's heading towards Lord Tremor's camp. Whoa. Yeah, no kidding. Got that right. Okay.
もしや酒井様で
Yes.
つまり野営を見つけたのはランか。
さようでございます。
酒井。
I know you just left me on the hill, but I could be two places at once.
これも巴の仕業ですか？
もうこと暴れ回っておるわ。ランという娘が居所を知っておる。
行きましょう。
No, actually, I don't think that's true, Dragon. If you look at my overall amount, the terror of Atsuna, I actually think I look away from the camera more than towards. I sometimes like to do, like in a shot like this, I like it because I think that mask is funny. And intimidating in the right circumstances. But, no, I think I actually am more further away. As far as what it says, if it were true, I don't know. Either that I was confident in myself or that I was narcissistic and wanted to see my face all the time on the screen as a samurai. Maybe. But I really think that I look away more than towards, actually. What? What's up?
お主がランか。
はい、そうです。
島の女子が猛虎を率いておったか。
巴です。あの顔は忘れもしません。かつてこの地を住処にしていた族と手を結んでおりましたから。
どういうことだ。あやつの出はウムギのはずだぞ。
ここを気に入ったようで、あの女は大綱を何年も脅かしておりました。目隠しをしたまま空を飛び回る鷹を射落とせる腕前だとか。
奴らの野営はどこにあった？
ここから南西の森、西側の浜と川の間です。
Yeah, I mean, I do love those shots, for sure.
ともえめ、授けた技も、明かした秘密も、無駄に終わった。わしも老いたな。なぜ嘘をついた？
ご存知なかったのですね。
いさかいの前、巴を養子にとって跡取りにしよう。
Oh.
巴にとってそれは行幸であったはず。
だが取り下げた。
あやつが人殺しだから。
わしが未熟だったからだ。元の暮らしに戻してしまった。
良い暮らしができる機会を取りこぼし、さらに民を脅かすなど。
皆まで言わずともよい。
先生、この先すべきことのお覚悟はありますか？
まずは野営を探すぞ。
So, he was going to adopt her. This guy's feelings about her are so conflicted. Whoops. Sorry. After you. Adam, stop.
しかし味方は元という国ですぞ。
修練場が潰れるたび、ハーンの心は離れるというもの。
ならばくさびを打ち込み優位に立ちましょう。
その末に巴が猛虎を見放したら
猛虎に対して弓を引くのであれば乗じるべき。
気を許せばお主の背中に矢が撃ち込まれるぞ。
Yeah.
巴は大綱を脅かしていたそうですが、あやつが若かった昔の話でしょう。
成人する前だ。その年で賊と連れ立っておる。
先生の手に余りそうだ。妙なことはなかったのですか。
弟子入りしたばかりの頃は懐に小刀を隠し食料も隠れて貯めておった。
兆しを見逃していたわけですか。
他にもあったな。だがあやつを後継ぎにしたいばかりにあえて目をそらしてしまった。野営はこの近くだ。
弓で待ち伏せるには最適の場。
気を抜くな。馬を降りろ。
This turns out to be more of a family, just as much of a family story as the thing with Masako, actually. Obviously plays out much differently, but...
野営が見える場所を探す。ここだ。
作りは同じか。
何が見える。
ムクロが的にされております。
まこと巴らしい。
日本式の矢。
そうである。野営を襲う。巴を見落とすでないぞ。
心得ております。
まずはお主から行け。
That worked pretty well. Flame on. Hey, what's up, Rob? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Good to see you, Rob. Yo, yeah, man. Well, Echo was like, "You must," and I was like, "Okay, Echo, I'm going to do what I think is right." But I mean, you know, it's true. Like, I obviously, listen, I've loved Kung Fu movie stuff for a long time. Bruce Lee, Jet Li. I was talking about Sonny Chiba the other day, although that was a little too much. That stuff is a little too much for me, but I love that stuff. And that, you know, subtitles are where it's at, like for stuff like that, so you can actually get the cadence right. And I think it's really, the whole voice acting has been great. I love the storyteller in this. The storyteller's VA is my favorite. That guy's amazing. Dismissive growl. I have tried that. Yes, I have. Thank you, Rob. I have tried that, Dragon. Yeah. Oh, that's thoughtful, Emily. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I do like the Kurosawa thing, you know, but it's like, I can't, this is so vibrant. And I do want to note, I actually am curious to see what Rob thinks about this as a person who's done a whole metric ton of video editing, that one of the things that I loved about the, oh gosh, the Blood and Wine DLC for The Witcher 3, which is what I finished with. It's actually what my gaming computer backdrop is from there. Is that area is so beautifully vibrant. It is so nice. Oh, after the grayness of so much of The Witcher, the colorfulness, and I tend to like saturated colors. I like brighter colors anyway, but just the saturation of it, the vibrancy of it really affects it. It affects everything. It affects, even if the storylines themselves are darker, they feel somehow slightly enlightened, right? By the experience of color. And we got into this thing some time ago in cinema and film where the more black and white it is, the more serious, you know? And obviously, there are amazing things that are done at the absolute highlights of black and white film in terms of what you can do with contrast and what reflects which and all that. I'm not in any way diminishing that. Colorizing everything isn't what I mean. But there are times when just ratchet up the color palette a little bit so it doesn't all just feel like, you know, dark, 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 followed by even greater dark, 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 dark. Like, not everything is a Batman film. And, you know, I actually really liked a lot The Batman, the most recent one. But that one, and that is like, I knew what I was getting, right? So I'm like, okay, that's just going to be dark all the way through. But I don't need every modern thing, every game, everything that wants to be serious have to have this, oh. So I like the fact that Ghost of Tsushima, which is very much a serious game, leans into this sort of vibrancy of color, and that's where you get these contrasts of the beauty of the environment, the beauty of the colorful environment, sometimes matched with the redness of the blood of the enemies and the violence of the war. So I really like that sort of sequence. Purple is the mood. I know it's all the purple. But I don't know if you've ever felt that way, Rob, because playing some of the Dark Souls games kind of has that experience from, like, watching people, I should say, playing the Dark Souls games feels like that, where I'm just like, God, gray and gray and gray. And Elden Ring seems like it does way less of that. And certainly Jedi Fallen Order does less of it, largely because it's just not, it's not a Souls game. Obviously, it's different. But a lot of these games that are just dark palettes all the time, it's wearing visually, and it really sort of affects, I find, the mood in which you're actually playing through some of these. Mongol Saber. Though best known for their composite bows, Mongol troops are also proficient at close-range melee combat. They are known to use maces, typically wielded by more heavily armored cavalrymen, axes, and swords, the last of which most often feature a curved, saber-like design. The Turco-Mongol saber utilizes a slighter curve and sharp point with the reverse edge of the blade sharpened along the upper third of its length. Yeah, it's just the darkness of it that I'm just like, oh man, please give it a break. Okay. Whoops. That was a fairly efficient takedown. Whoa, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. Did you hear that? There's a fox den nearby. All right, I'm going to come back to that. I got to finish the tail I'm on, I think, right? Or did I do that already? No, I haven't finished this yet. Right. What the heck am I doing? Oh, search the camp. Right. Right. Excellent sound design in this also, by the way.
Sensei, are
Tracks.
巴であろう。
石川、そしてクロウ。
Oh!
二人ともしつこい男。
旧兵は死んだ。諦めろ。敵です。
God damn it, how many times are you gonna get ambushed by these people?
お前を追え。ここは食い止める。
Problem. Where's my horse? Whoops.
巴、逃げ場はないぞ。
Where is my horse? Took you long enough, Shadow. Come on, man. I don't think I was supposed to get hit by that arrow and knocked off the horse. She stayed in range for long enough. Very kind of her.
追いついてごらんよ、酒井殿。
どこへ行く気だ。巴。
酒井仁だね。石川の犬。
お前は輝かしき未来を取りこぼした弓の天才。
そう言われたの。
巴、談話が望みか？
お前に教えてやろうと思って。油断すると刺されるよ。私のようにね。
中言はいらぬ。決着をつけるぞ。
すでについてる。味方もいない。一人だ。
弓を下ろせ、巴。なぜ飛び降りた？
What on earth?
どこに消えた？先生に伝えねば。
Something still is not adding up on all this.
少し疲れたか？
Yeah. Oh, sounds good. Yeah, that's right. I remember you saying that you were going to be heading up to Montreal. Well, have safe travels. Good luck with crossing the border. I had no problems a few months ago when I crossed over to go to Ottawa, so I'm sure it'll all be good. And enjoy hanging out. I assume you're hanging out with the girlfriend. So happy New Year to you both. Ooh. Oh, come on. Yeah, I think my last trip to Montreal was probably for World Fantasy. Went there for the North American Debate Championships back when I was coaching, and that trip was not great. But the trip when I went for the World Fantasy Con was good. Actually, no, not World Fantasy, World Con. Actually, World Con.
酒井、どうだった？
私を殺さず、巴は逃げました。
お主逃がしたのか？
飛び降りたのです。崖から。
くだらん芝居に引っかかりおって。
悩んでおるようでした。
何か言われたのか？
あなたが私を裏切ると。
ざれ言よ。お主の方がくさびを打ち込まれたな。よく聞いておる。
いいえ、聞いてなど。
そうか。ともあれ次にこのわしを疑うときはまず己に問うてみよ。
This is the second time you said, "Don't question my integrity."
おそらく北へ向かい、猛虎の機嫌を取るだろう。
見つけましょう。
The terror of Atsuna. Ooh, I have a technique point to spend. I forgot about that. Drew. Two times silk. Charm of efficiency. What does that do? Oh yeah, I already have one of those. Actually, wait, that might be really useful now that I think of it. Yeah, I think instead of that. Now we have 30% faster knocking. Did you see that, Shadow? Check it out. Look at the speed. The grace. You love it. You love it. Shadow, I'm Batman. Yeah, okay, I'm showing off. All right, now there's definitely a fox den near here, and I want to pick that up first. At least I think there was. Oh, I was just showing off my incredible speed and grace of knocking weapons now that I have this new charm. Yeah. Oh, I see it. Yay, onto the shrine. What's up, Fox? And we can pet him. He's a good boy. Nice. All right. Arvin, are you okay? Arvin, are you okay? All right. So that looks like it's as much of the Ishikawa stuff as we're gonna do. So we've got more Yuna. We've got more Kenji. Oh gosh, more Kenji. I'm a little nervous that if I go... Oh, no, actually, no. Never mind. I completely take that back. I'm not nervous about any of it. Never mind. Okay, yeah, let's hit up that. And then let's go do the last Kenji one. I need to go to the Trapper anyway. A bunch of new vanity things, too. Yeah, okay. So... So do I. All I have to do is more black powder bomb. And then max out... I'd love to be able to max out more kunai, but... Not so much yet. Alright, let's get this... Let's talk to you. New bow vanity gear. Ooh. Also good. Forest Viper, Endless Sky. Interesting. All right, let's get both. Warrior's Darkness. Ooh. Okay, that looks potentially very good. Ooh, Ronin attire? Oh man, but the Lethal Aristocrat? No. Amber Assassin. That's okay. Refined Predator isn't bad, actually. I don't know. The current outfit, though, that I have for him is super good. All right, what have we got? Farmer's Straw Hat. Oh, yeah. Tora Headband. Serpent Strike Headband. Night Ocean Headband. I actually like that. Okay. Let's switch that and... Okay, that is pretty... That's, I mean, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty that's pretty sweet. See, I just... Yeah. Okay, what was the other one? Oh, is... Right, I know about that. I still don't like the improved that much. That's interesting. There you go. That's now I am a Dark Souls villain. Ashen One, you will face... This does sometimes look as if I'm wearing something like branded for a soccer outfit. Brought to you by Nike. All right. Yeah, no, this is still the best. You like Night Ocean? Yeah, oh, thank you for reminding me. No. That's not it. Okay. How do I live without you? I'll just hit. I think what I'll do is I'll just hit buttons at random. I've discovered that that's usually the best way. Bow options, thank you. Jeez. All right, this was for the longbow. So right now I'm using Scarlet Knight, but Endless Sky. See, I don't love. That feels like too modern to me. Yeah, I still like Scarlet Knight. Noble Crown. I still like that. Also goes better with that outfit. Okay. I'm trying to remember which one Night Ocean was for. That might have been the headband, maybe, that I got. But, well, I tell you what. I have to change over to my traveler's attire anyway. So, there it is. That was Night Ocean. Oh, my modern brain. Yeah. It's cool. It just doesn't go with this. I mean, that just goes better, I think, with this particular outfit. Okay, now we've done that. All right. Kenji time. Speak with Kenji. I will. I will. When I'm doing side quests later. Sup, Kenji?
ケンジ、何をしておる？
堺様、祈りが通じました。
どうせまた揉め事であろう。申し開いてみろ。
実は賊に金を借りたんです。肉屋のゴンに。
返せばよかろう。
返します返します。でもおかしなところで落ち合うことになっちまって、足の喉をかっきる気なんですよ。
こたびは何をしでかしたのだ？
酒と薬をちょこっとだけ高く売って、その金で伊豆原から人を逃がしただけなんですけどね。疲れました。
Kenji, Kenji.
やり方を変えろ。
足は本当にバカだ。
俺に尻拭いをしろということか？
もしゴンが襲いかかってきた時のために見張っててくれるだけでいいんです。下手に出てきてもらっちゃ足が恨まれちゃいますから。
お前も考えたようだな。こたびは手を貸そう。
ありがたや。
Unless you're lying to me, Kenji. In which case, I'm going to make a few more holes in that straw hat of yours. The delicate art of negotiation. Otherwise known as Fix Kenji's Mess. All right.
いい子だ、影。賊に返す金は持ってきたのか？
もちろんですよ。ゴンはこの近くの橋で待っております。
案内を。
He's making something up. He doesn't have it, or...
揉め事は毎度のことですが、体がブルッと震えてきました。
震えを収めたいか？嘘をつかないことだな。
最初の嘘は咎められなかったもんですから。
何度ゴンを騙したのだ
？3度。
どうやってその肉屋と知り合った？
以前血まみれ太郎に借りがありまして、ちょうどその時ゴンが酒を欲しいと言いましてね。それで安酒を高く売りつけて太郎に無事金を返したんです。
Ow. Deep regretful sigh.
気づかれなかったんですよ。二度目はとっちめられちまいましたけど。
血まみれとやらはどうなった？
それが奴から酒を買ったってゴンに嘘ついたら、 血まみれをやっちまったんです。
世話しない男だ。
そうなんですよ。厄介に巻き込まれてばかりで。
身から出たサビというものだ。帰り見るべきだな。
Yep. Oh, wait. Okay. Restocking some flowers.
あの橋で落ち合います。歩きましょ
橋へ行け。俺はゴンが見える場所を探す。
では、もしもの時のための合言葉を。これどうです？お元気で何より。
好きにしろ。
All right, all those who think that Kenji is completely making this nonsense up. What's the over-under on how many things he's going to have conveniently forgotten to mention?
賊だ。罠だったか。騒ぎを起こさずにケンジを守らねば。
All right, well, if I got to do it quietly, then that changes everything.
ゴーン。なんでまたこんな偏僻なところに。
ここなら俺が丸腰だとよくわかる。
またご冗談を。もちろんここに。まったくどうしてこんなことになったのか。足にもさっぱりだな。
まあ気にすることはない。金の話をしたいわけでもない。
ケンジを殺すにしては数が多すぎるな。
裏に行ったことはあるか。
そりゃもう
飽きないで。
ええ。で
あざものでの漁師と知り合って話を聞いたのだ。クロードが猛虎を一掃し
Shoot.
に鍛冶屋に消えたらしい。こいつを殺せ。クロードもだ。助けて。
All right, what? Whoops. God damn it. What? Someone's playing smart. Dude. Oh, hi. All right. Why is there the entire freaking bandit community trying to kill you?
また借りができてしまいました。
いくつ貸せば済む。
お返しします。酒ででも蔵ででも。
No, the truth.
それとも
ケンジ、なぜせんなきことに命を賭すのだ。
船内なんて全ては飯と金と寝床のため。
お前はタカを救った上、薬も配っておるではないか。
そんな褒めないでくださいよ。
お前には才がある。対馬を救うために力を尽くしてくれ。
The sake of our island, as it were.
そうします。名誉なくして賢人なし。
Honor is my specialty. The delicate art of negotiation. Drinking that right through the mask like a samurai does. I forgot the technique points again. All right, we're going to do technique points here. Charm of broken barriers, huh? Oh, yeah, breaking an enemy's defense grants 15% of resolve, which actually... I think I actually have... I think I have that on this already. Maybe I don't. Oh, yeah. That's right. No, okay. No, never mind. Okay. Technique point. Stances are all filled out. Those are all filled out. Knocks down enemies. Smoke bomb. That's going to be useful, though. Yeah, when I shoot a bomb, when I fire a bomb, I don't want to be affected by it. Okay. Eventually, I do want to get back to evasion. Okay. Actually, wait. I can't quite... Oh, wait, I can center it. There you go. That's where it's at right there. After a long day's night, right? All right, Kenji. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now, we still have a bunch of question marks. I'm not going to worry about that right now. We have got... Now, we haven't started the Norio Tales, the Monks one. That's going to be interesting. And we have more stuff from Yuna. So, what do you think, folks? Should we start the... Oh, wait, who's this? Yeah, that's more Norio. So should we do any of the Norio Tales, or should we do some more with Yuna? Because I'm basically doing these sort of larger tales right now. I'll do the question mark ones and stuff like that off stream, but these ones I want to do on stream. So, Yuna, you think so? I guess it is right there, so that does make it easier. Search for Yuna near the... Whoa. The unnecessary jump. Wait, is that... All right. Looks like I gotta rescue a peasant. No. That one. Pick up some supplies, and then go free the peasant. So your friends basically wanted you to have been at the brothel? That would have been funnier for them, Drew? Man.
案ずることはないぞ。任せておけ。
Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. I'll keep that in mind. Okay.
Oh.
Jin.
Yuna.
What's up, Yuna?
槍川におるはずでは。
まだ戻れないんだ。
誰がやった？
もうこの百個町アルタ大綱でひどい話を聞いたよ。人を人とも思っちゃない。食い物や薬を奪い民をなぶり殺して、手向かったり逃げようとした者がいれば
血祭りにあげる、そういうことか。
馴染みの友がこの先の宿を仕切ってるんだ。放ってはおけない。
そやつを助け、アルタンに引導を渡すぞ。
Hey, what's up, VTech? Oh, man. Yeah, I get that, and that's really frustrating, Drew. You're just like, man, come on.
友とは
Good to see you, VTech. Welcome back, welcome back.
私の古い馴染みさ。
Hope all is
生
well.
きる術を教えてくれた。
戦の後にはあったか。
いや、何年も無沙汰さ。
Alright, since we're crouching down, I guess it's time for... Wait a minute, don't I have a different... Snows of Kamagata, Brutal Bandit. Actually matches better.
まずは物見だ。
ここからよく見えそうだ。
あの男に中の様子を聞くぞ。
早くしないと兵が戻るよ。
侍？何のご用で？
助けに参った。
来てはダメです。見つかってしまう。
位置を探してる。宿の世話人だ。
知っておるか。
誰か来てくれ。
Oh, great.
大変だ。
来るぞ。
Alright, let's switch out of the sneaky armor. Too slow.
どこにいるんだい。言うな。
How's it going being a ghost? Very well.
何用なのさ。
Semi-invisible.
助けに来たんだよ。
Trying to help my people.
私を死なす気かい。
You know?
せっかくもう子供を酔いつぶしたってのに、こんなことアルタンの耳に入ったらどうなると思ってる。
まさか奴らに仕えてるの？
死にたくないんだ。
どうして戦わないのさ。
私を置いて逃げな。あんた得意だろ。
Ooh. Well.
ユナは命がけで来たのだぞ。
お侍、悪いことは言わない。あの女を信じちゃダメ。
一、アルタンから守ってやる。居場所はわかるか。
誰にも知られてないんだ。あいつの手下にさえ。でも打つ手がないわけじゃない。
モーセ。
奴の懐刀を探しな。言いなりになってる島の人売りさ。見せしめに殺してやればアルタンが出てくるかもね。
人売りだと。
ユナに聞きな。よく知ってるよ。
お主にどのような遺恨があろうと、ユナの気持ちも汲め。
今さら遅すぎるよ。
Well, that's interesting. Okay.
何か分かった。
一
Hey, did Inferno?
アルタンを巣から出すには焚きつければいいそうだ。
クロードなら苦もない。何をすれば。
アルタンの復
I
讐
mean, she did save him at the very beginning of the game, so I understand his reasoning.
一から聞いたろ。あいつらの集落は川の近くにある。
ならばそこで会おう。頼りにしておるぞ。
そうしよう。また後で。
The Tale of Yuna. Almost enough for another technique point. Love that blur effect in the background. Charm of Rejuvenation. Slowly recover up to 2 resolve while in combat. Wonder how slow, I think is my question. I also don't want to get rid of any of these. Interesting, though. Okay. Right. So, what else have we got? Does not look like we have the slavers down there. All right. Well, then that's easy. Then we have one other place to go to take care of these side things, and that's these ones. So, let's do one of one. Let's go down here. And I'll pick up the... What do you mean fast travel currently disabled? Oh. Okay. Now can I? Right. All right. These are ones that I'll have to deal with later on. Okay. Oh. All right. Never mind. For some reason, all right. We might as well just keep on this line then, because... What the hell is that? It's a barn? Yes. I mean, I just saw you 300 feet and 45 seconds ago.
塀の中のありさまを見られたくないんだよ。牢獄みたいだから。
なぜ知っておる？
私とタカはここから逃げたんだ。
囚われたのはいつだ？
ずっと昔さ。どちらも幼子だった。
覚えておるのだな。
忘れるわけない。吉蔵の拳も、万蔵のあの臭い息も、泰造の手つきも覚えてる。
三兄弟を討ち、我らの意を示す。アルタンを釣り出す。
Okay. Oh, jeez, that's pleasant. Silent death. Alright, you be good, Kage.
どうしてこんな。
見せしめだ。逃亡を図る者らへの。
マムシは非道な奴らだったけど、ここまでと。
アルタンが吹き込んだのだろうな。
ジン、ダメ。これ以上は。もうやだ。戻りたくない。
死はせぬ。待っておれ。俺が恨みを晴らしてやる。
苦しめてやって。タカと私たちが受けた傷、水をくれと言っただけでわけもなく殺された全ての芸人のために、そして私のためにも。
必ずや仇を討つ。首を取ってこよう。
それじゃ足りない。この地獄を見てごらんよ。
闇に乗じて忍び、寝首をかく。クロードから逃れる術なしと教えてやる。
なら早いこと教えてやりなよ。言って。
You forgot, and thank you.
もし捕まったら自害した方がいいよ。
I think I'll make the call. Thanks. Don't tell me how to do my job. Okay. There we go. I knew there was something wrong. I'm like, we got to get that. Okay. We also don't need this one. We need the Oh, wait, that's right. Interesting. So, yeah, Ronin or Kensei. This does more damage. Let's take a look at the objectives. Don't be seen, don't kill the guards, sneak into the farm and kill the brothers. Okay, so we want maximum, like, not detectability. So we don't want ghost damage. The ghost damage is not as important as sneaky. So this, yeah. We want our Ronin for that. Yeah, I know, right? Don't kill the guards. And they're all there somewhere? This is gonna be fun. Oh my goodness. Okay. The grass, get to the grass, get to the grass. Okay. Alright. Now. It is my favorite type of mission, but I like to be able to take these guys out as I go. Trying to avoid them means lots of loose ends I have to somehow contend with later, which is not my favorite thing. Oh, good. Oh, what a wonderful place for you to stop. This is where they need non-lethal takedowns. Desperately in need of non-lethal takedowns. Where's the next amount of grass? Oh, okay. How am I supposed to... Okay, oh wait, I see. I see. Where? Who? Okay. Oh god. Okay. I'm not even looking to see that yet. Oh, Jesus. Thank you, Shadowed Mage. I thought Dragon Spear was trolling. Darn it, boo.
首をもらうぞ。残りは虫にくれてやる。
One down. What? Oh. That's disturbing. Doing that all silently. A traitor's head. I'm glad we just have that in a bag. I don't even know why I just looked at that. Almost looked at that. Okay, we got one down. One brother down. I do like the fact that I got him while there was the... This is where hopefully those stealth things I invested in were worth it. Okay. Where? Okay, I thought this was going to be the next logical choice, but apparently not. He's laughed his final laugh. Good to see you, Shadow. How you feeling, man? Ooh. Can't kill the guards. Can't kill the guards. Obviously not that way. Kunai was the only option there. At least in that particular case. At least he died laughing. Okay. 2 down, 1 to go. Oh, it heads there already. Okay. Now, where's the third and last brother? Who am I looking for? Which guy? Kajizo? Kajizo. Well, he's not on top of the tower. He's not in the field, and he's not in there, because I just killed the other brother there. So that means he's got to be probably there, I'm guessing. He's got to be in there. Yep. Kunai. Wow. Amazing, Shadow. That's wild. That's great.
こやつで最後ユナの元へ戻るとするか。
殺さないで、どうか故障ですから。
今少しだけ辛抱してくれ。
Go to the front gate. I'll do that as soon as this guy gets out of the way. Also out of Kunai. But I can't kill these guys anyway, or at least I'm not supposed to. Yep, it's done all right. That was a pretty good mission, actually.
苦しんで死んだ。
罪に比べれば足りぬ。だが大綱の民は救われるだろ
大勢が生き地獄を味わってきたことを知ってたのに、私は何もしてやれなかった。
う。今から始めればよい。まずはアルタンに意を示すぞ。
Seriously, right?
腰が抜けるようなものにしよう。
That's really awesome.
兵を外に呼び出し、気づかせよ。
Send our
見届
message.
けさせて。
What's the situation? All right, Desisi. So what? So lay it out for us. Hide in the pampas grass. Okay.
私に任せて。
Amar chutburen engef. En gatsar haral shulgilch. Ashtan metektek herekte.
あいつら一目散に逃げていったね。
アルタンに知らせるだろう。
もう一人いるんだ。皆を集落にさらってきた男。黒犬。
The
な
Black
らば
Wolf.
切るまでアルタンの一味は生かしておけぬ。
きっと黒犬は海沿いにいる。あいつの野営があるんだ。そこで会おう。
All right. Will do. I actually just like that. I just happen to like that look. One of your colleagues who slandered me in our work group chat is asking to switch on-call dates. I tentatively plan to take the day off on said date. The tower's in my hands. But he's asking, is he asking you directly? DeCeasy? Has he asked you directly, or is he just asking the chat in general? Like, is it a work chat where it's like, hey, can anyone help me out? Or is it him saying to you specifically, hey, can you help me? Or rather, that she, I should say, not he, but she. Interesting. Well, yes, if it's a direct personal request, then you're cooking with gas, right? Because then, the power really is in your hands. I think the way I would look at it is I would go, I would think, first of all, what do you want to get out of it? If really what you want to get out of it, if this person has done this repeatedly and you feel they're pretty much like incorrigible, like they're just not ever gonna, they're just gonna keep doing stuff like that, then yeah, you might as well just take your chance to get back at them, I guess, But I would wonder if it might be an opportunity for, if you wanted instead to figure out a way to get her to stop doing that and maybe even sort of turn her to your side type of thing. If you could kind of be like, hey, I'm willing to make this change. It seems like that's not the kind of thing that someone that you say does blah, 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 whatever she said for slander would do. So what's the deal? Basically have an opportunity to sort of like go right at it. Like, why have you slandered? Am I getting an apology? Are you going to do it again? But if you're basically like, this person is just not salvageable, whatever, then yeah, they're irredeemable. Oh, really? If she's irredeemable, then the second question becomes then the question is, does this advance material? Does this get you anything? And I guess the only question of what it gets you is, does it make you feel temporarily pleased? Because otherwise, it feels to me like it doesn't really, like, what is she offering? And I know she's just offering to trade dates, but like, is she coming to you as like, oh, please help me type of thing? Because it seems to me, in sort of a, like, I'm really in a bind, please help sort of way. Because I don't know. I think I might be tempted to figure out a way that I could, if she is irredeemable, then sort of get something out of it that'll be beneficial to me rather than just, haha, now you too feel like I did. Because I don't know that making her feel like crap is really going to help improve your own circumstances. What you get is petty satisfaction. Oh, she just sent you a text? Yeah, if it's just petty satisfaction, I guess it depends on how transient, if you don't mind a little bit of sort of transient pettiness. I mean, the better way to put it simply is that you already like the dates and you already know this person abuses the system, then I don't think you're in an obligation. It's not like the person is saying, I need to take a medical leave because a parent of mine is in serious trouble and I need to be at their side. Like something like that, even if they were irredeemable, you probably would want to help for. But if it's just a person who often abuses the system in different ways, then I don't think you're in obligation to, help that person out. Myself. Oh, and she also wronged a close friend of yours? Yeah, so I mean, there's a little bit of what comes around, goes around. Ooh, stop hunting for you 40% faster? Interesting. Oh, I already have one of those. Okay, then, you know what? Enemies now stop hunting for me 80% faster. Okay. Alrighty. The Black Wolf. All right, let's take a look at the map. Aha. Oh, wow. That's really... Ooh. Okay, that's gorgeous. Wow. That's pretty awesome, actually. Yeah, that's... Oh, man. And the thing is, if you find out, ultimately, that they... If they are... oh, boy. I have so many thoughts. If it turns out... If that's true... I wish there were a way you could independently confirm it. If that were true, then I would say do it anyway. Even if she's redeemable and all that stuff, right? But if it's not... But if it's the kind of thing where she's lying, oh, man. I would have such contempt for someone who did that. Where, bird? Where? Over there? Ooh, nice. Aha! All right. Here we are at the hot springs. I repeat, hot springs time. She's been caught lying about her day off in the past. Took emergency leave for family reasons. Caught going on a date instead. No, I totally get that. I totally get that. For sure. Reflect on... Kenji Sake. Oh, gosh. I don't want to reflect on this sake.
もう子が去ったら腹いっぱいになるまで果物と魚を食いたいな。あざもの海苔も捨てがたい。
Maximum health increased. Yeah, that's really rough to see. I don't want to feel suckered by another lie. I can't blame you. I don't know though, you know, like it's one of those things where like even if you did get like it turned out, right, that she was even if it turned out that she was lying, I feel like I'd rather try to be the better person and help in a situation like that than not. On the chance that she could be telling the truth. That said, though, I mean, I wonder if you could just call her out, actually. I wonder if you could just say in a response text and be like, I don't know, is this like the last 3 times that you know, said you needed to go somewhere for family reasons, but then you made it up? You know? Oh. I can't see anything. Oh, hi. Oh, back here. Oh, shoot. Jerk. Wait, where'd the other one go? Gorgeous sun rays. I can't see anything. Where'd the other one go? What the heck? What? Where the heck did the other one go? I know I killed another one. Came down here. Was blinded. Still blinded. Yeah, exactly, Drew. exactly how I feel. Why is she still allowed to work? Like, why is she still employed? Like, what? Am I missing something? Well, how is it possible she's still employed doing stuff like that? All right, bird. Oh, man. Oh. All right. What's up here that you're trying to show me? Oh, what do we got? A hat? It is a hat. That's really not what I want at all. That's not one of your better ones, bird. Not one of your better ones. She's been caught lying about cases she saw. Right. No, I remember. Yeah, no, I remember. I knew that's what you were. This person does. This person also does. You're telling me this person does therapy? This person who is untrustworthy and lies to people routinely is doing therapy. Wow. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to have the sort of work colleague that you're just sort of like. But that, I don't know. The fact that I also think you could maybe just ignore it. I mean, I kind of lean towards Dragon Spear, but it sounds like this person is such a. If there's no opportunity to sort of sit her down and go, listen, why are you literally a habitual liar? Like, it's literally a habit with you. Why should I trust you? You know, if you don't want to have that exchange back and forth, then I feel like then in that situation, I might be tempted either to ignore it completely, or I might, you know what, I might even say no. And the reason is, yes, that would be nice to help, but if you can't trust them anymore, you have your patients to help. You know? You have your continuing education and studies and development of all that stuff to do. And you have your patients to help. So this person wants to basically, malinger for a paycheck. That's on them. So it's a tough one to CC. Send her to the chat. Just send her to us. Be like, hey, you should watch Arv's channel sometime. And, just be like, oh, I heard a rumor that... And I'll be like, yeah, what's amazing, Chad, is people who are truthful. It's really important to be honest and earn an honest day's wage. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the messages of Ghost of Tsushima, is to be straightforward. There's a lot of honor in this game. Honor. Honor's really important, right? Honor. Oh, she did what? That? No. Then that's no. If she did that, then that's an absolute no. Yeah, it's taken. I agree with Emily. It's taking too much energy. But no, if she already did that, then no. Then you just say flat out no. I'm not changing the date. Absolutely not. She can't do that and then drop you a text. No. Then she is trying to rip you off. Yeah. So no, I would tell her hardcore no, big no. Capital no. I would respond with a one-word text that says rejected. Lowercase, no punctuation. Rejected. Looking good. I like that hat.
人形だよ。血に染まってる。
黒犬は子供までさらうのか。
ああ。そしてマムシの兄弟に売るんだ。
どこにおる。
この先に野営がある。猛虎が見張ってるけどね。
ならばまとめて切る。
黒犬は私が殺さなきゃ。ずっと昔に機械はあった。
Excuse me.
できなかった。
Denied is also good.
力を
Denied.
野営に攻め入り引きずり出してやろう。
そして命乞いさせてやりたい。無様な姿で。
無論だ。黒犬を始末すればアルタンも震え上がるだろう。
Sakai is just stone cold, man. I'll tell you what. And Desisi, you know what? Ooh, that's a good still right there. That speaks well of you. I think you would say there are some other residents that do care, right? So those are the ones I would focus your attention on. You, the residents that do care, and the patients you can help. But 100% do not let her take advantage of you in that way.
見つかったら仲間を呼ばれる。
俺がやろう。
That didn't work.
黒犬の野営は海岸沿い。すぐ先だ。
行くぞ。
Go to the Mongol camp. I got lucky there. I was not paying attention to the armor.
見知った地なのか。
槍川を出た後、タカと来たんだ。かくまってもらえると信じてね。
All right, let's get it on, everybody. Oh, actually, wait. Maybe I can do... Oops. Go show that.
黒犬はいないみたいだ。
I don't either. I do see a camp with some stuff to loot, though. Hold on 1 second, Yuna. Ooh. This chat is my therapy session. Yep. Well, as someone married to a therapist, I know the feeling and the need to be able to rant about it. But and I think you're being sensible about, talking about it here in, Twitch chat and hanging out with us. I think it's because you sort of just like, working through it. But I would say setting boundaries basically involves A, saying no, and then B, forgetting about it, in this situation. So just say no, and then, if she fires a bunch of text messages, ignore them. I mean, she has no right to just decide arbitrarily, I'm just going to do that. So just tell her no, and that's it. And then forget it and go back to working with your patients and doing your own awesome work. Very important to remember. I mean, I know you know this, but it's very important to remember that, like, the work that you're doing has such profound positive effect on the world, one individual at a time, that those are going to override whatever this one individual who basically wants to, draw a salary for no work is doing, ultimately. Yeah. And I'm good, And maybe, and that's, I'll say this, whenever something like that happens that has that kind of negative effect, that's something also which I think can be folded into even work with patients in the future, where you could be thinking a little bit about the impact when a patient's like, but this person just keeps lying. You can empathize, obviously, with the experience that they've had. It doesn't mean that you then start telling them to go get revenge on things, but it allows you to at least experience that to a greater degree. So you think about it as another way to kind of positively influence your own therapeutic work with others. And remember that you really are doing an important thing. And I'm sure, you know that, but just again, I have been the beneficiary of wonderful therapy and have seen the incredible experience that good therapy has on others as well, the benefits that it has. So you folks do really, really great work. And I hope that you'll kind of hold on to that feeling, that knowledge, and not let crap like this kind of throw you off, Shaman drum, used during religious ceremonies to aid the shaman in achieving a trance-like state. The sounds of beaten drums are often accompanied by call and response shouting and energetic circle dances. One such ceremony involves the Kar Talink, or black shaman, whose primary function is to bring people into contact with an Ongun spirit. That's cool. No, I know, for sure. But some do, right? Among your among your colleagues. I mean, some do, and maybe those are the ones to focus on, the ones who are pulling. Sounds to me like that boss needs an attitude adjustment too, but nothing you can do about that either. You can't fight City Hall, as they say. So just focusing again on the therapeutic relationship really helps. I knew this with, students deal with this all the time, or rather teachers deal with this all the time. When you've got administrators that are not supportive, right? When you've got a system which is failing, a school system which is failing, let's say on secondary level, but whatever. The question is, do you focus on the administrators who are causing all these problems, or do you focus on the students? And there are times when the administrators become so problematic that you have to focus on the administrators and trying to get something done, because you, first of all, are getting burned out and exhausted. You need to take care of yourself. You have a right to take care of yourself so that you can also take care of the students. But in general, sometimes that's a lot of the people I knew when I was teaching at Bulkley High School way back in 1994. And it was it's an inner city high school in Hartford, Connecticut, 50% dropout rate, huge major issues at the time with teen pregnancy and the whole 9 yards, right? And when you had the teacher's lounge was kind of the most popular place. It was not a very big room or whatever, but you had people who would go in there and they'd be obviously like, sort of venting to each other a little bit or whatever. But the feeling was always the same. The best teachers in that school were the ones who continued to kind of keep a laser-like focus on their students. Not just because the students are the ones who need our help the most, which is true, but also because that was the place where the kind of proximate joy was greatest. That was the place where the work that we got into, we got into this work to help these people, and by helping them, that's how we feel good as well. And so that I totally get the feeling as if you're not pulling in the same direction with everybody. And I feel pretty good that my position now as a professor, I think most people do generally pull in the same direction. So I feel extremely fortunate on that score. But I've taught in environments where that was not the case. And usually then the focus had to be on the people who are the primary responsibility as the students, because that also helped us keep going as well. Yeah. Well, there's movement afoot to reform it. I mean, we've only had a guaranteed, in quotes, national healthcare system, and Emily could read you chapter and verse on that. But even that, there's only been that level of, that it should be considered a right, not counting Medicaid and Medicare and stuff like that, but, that it should be a right for all Americans with Obamacare. So, I mean, we're only talking about 2011, 2011, something like that, right? So it has not been that long. And that's still a private health system, which has all kinds of issues associated with it. So 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Slow progress, but I wish it was faster. I hadn't thought about that, Emily. All right, well, if we're going to do that... Actually, maybe... Yeah, let's increase the damage we do here. Wait, what? Where the hell's the rowboat? Oh. Whoops. Okay. There it is. Yep. Well, as long as they do that first part first, Dragon. Lower Medicare's age limit. Oh, damn it. I freaking hit you with a kunai. That was a little odd. That whole thing was a little odd. Oh, good shot. I wish I had gotten that before that clip, but that's okay. I'm going to read that in a second. Oh.
気づいたら酒飲まされて眠ってタカは起きなかったけど
Oh.
私は見てた
Oh.
あいつを殺せば
Oh,
タカを
wow.
救えたでも怖くて見てるしかなかった
Okay, wow.
こたびのことで守られた子もおろう。
少し休みたい宿に戻る
後で会おう。
Also, you're welcome. That's a great shot. I had another technique point. Got to use those technique points now. Charm of Shadows. Reduce... Okay, hold on then. I already have one of those, right? Okay, yeah. Okay. Now let me go back to this. So I can actually see it. Boss has this weird system and comes dealing with problems. Not punished directly. I was part of the 3-man male ward team under the boss. Did everything by book, no issues. Female ward was riddled with a few issues that never seemed to resolve. My boss's solution swapped the ward teams. So in a way we're trusted, but we were tasked with cleaning up the mess. Yeah, right. You solve the problems no one else can do. Do you get chat? I mean, it's the pragmatic thing to do. Yeah, it's Right, exactly. It's more punishing than to us. I mean, yeah, it's a good thing he didn't try to break any of you up and shift the non-problematic people with the you know what I mean? Like try to I don't know, average it out so that you have two unproblematic and one problematic together type of thing. But I totally get the idea that you're then brought in that situation. Right. Well, that's the question. Now that's the issue, right? Does he correct them? I mean, does it, after he's done that, does that get fixed, I guess is what I would wonder. Okay, this is the last of the Unitails, so. Okay, let's go with that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's fast travel there. It's hey, what's up? Okay. Whoop. Rough terrain. Rough terrain. Okay. Okay. All right, Yuna. What? Are you upstairs?
Oop. Hip.
何事だ。
アルタンが来たんだよ。
おかげでこのざまだ。
Interesting.
櫛の境にあ
Are
る
they
野
less
営で待ってるとさ
experienced than your team?
許してはおけぬ。必ず成敗しよう。
殺すしか能がないくせに。
民を守るが我らの務め。アルタンにも思い知らせてやる。
それはあんたの務めだろ。ユナはどうなのさ。野党に誇りなんてない。
どうにかするから。約束だ。
約束なんて信じられないね。あんたのことも。
Jeez, what did this person do?
馬のところに行こう。
I hope we learn that in this one, Message in Blood. All your team is newer to the department? Oh. Yeah. That's odd. I mean, maybe he does correct things. You know, maybe he's able to correct things, your boss, over time, and then they'll get that way, but it just... Yeah. Oh, that was... So I guess that's how you actually get there, not up through the window. You could just, you know, go up the ladder. I guess that was another option.
我らの狙いはアルタンだ。何があったにせよ心をとらわれるな。
何も知らないくせに。一と会ったのはマムシの集落。あの子も芸人だ。それからはいい姉貴分さ。面倒もよく見てくれて。逃げ出したのも一の案。
一が選んだことだ。仮では
Okay.
ない。
まだ続きがある。3人で逃げようって約束して一斉に走り出した矢先に一が悲鳴を上げたんだ。でも助けなかった。あの子を見捨てたのさ。命の恩人をね。
己を責めるな。マムシの兄弟に挑んだとしても殴り殺されておっただけ
Yeah,
だ。
I mean, you were a child.
逃げるが勝ちだったってこと？
You weren't a samurai, you were a
し
kid.
かも子供だ。
Exactly.
逃げねば生きられぬ時もある。
Hit the wrong button.
後ろめたさを引きするな。過去の話だ。アルタンとの戦いで枷になる。
そんなこと言われずとも分かってる。
Wait, wait, wait. Can I do this, Fox Den? Okay. Are they going to let me? I think she will, maybe. Let it be close by, Fox. Okay, where's the den? Where's the den? Yeah, I will. First, I'm just going to honor a den, okay? What's involved with sitting for your papers, Decisi? All right. I mean, are we talking exams, basically? Sitting for an online exam, applying for master's program, becoming a specialist before going to subspecialty. Nice. Nice to see. And you're thinking of doing that next year? That'd be pretty awesome. How the contract status? Why is that? Okay. Kill the Mongols. No.
勝負しろ。
we get another stand? Do we get another one of those?
Bartela!
Okay. Thanks for the kunai. Wow, a lot of supplies. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh, come on, dude.
Hanoi! Ready? Shut Hit that,
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. And you know, and instructors, teachers need teachers as well, to continue to learn the lessons that are needed, so. I think I missed one of these. I see. Yeah, and I mean, my wife actually gets supervision that she, pays for. It's paid supervision. She's an independent therapist. She has her own practice. But she's she has her own supervisors that she requested because she needs to be able to run this stuff by them. And that's not, she also has a therapist, right, who's her therapist. But a supervisor is literally just like helping her to understand how she's working through things with patients. And then her therapist is dealing with more of the psychological stuff that's associated with these other things as well. So, yeah, I mean, I think I love the idea of working together with others. It's the whole point of having, like, communities of writers, to go back to, the comment about Emily's in My World and so on. Same thing with, community of streamers with game masters and things like that. Same idea. Hi. I still have more Mongo. Okay. I don't fully understand where they all are. Oh, maybe down there? No, I just killed that guy down there. Excuse me. Excuse me. But thanks for sharing it with us, though, CC, and I hope talking it through is helpful too. And a little bit. This is mixed. Oh, there we go. There's the last guy.
アルタン、いつまで逃げて回るつもりだ。
ジン、誰か来る。あいつだ。
The Witcher senses for sure.
手下を引き連れやがって。
Okay. So, Alten.
アルタン、数々の所業を悔やむがいい。
笑わせるでない。同胞
Wow.
を手にかけておいて。
マムシの兄弟も黒犬も裏切り者だ。
だからどうした。クロードとなって殺してもいいというのか。竜蔵がこちらに着いたのもよくわかるわ。
黙れ。ざれ言はしまいだ。
Yep. Not on the right stance setup, but. His armor looks so dope.
O 前も生き残るのに必死なの。俺は平和のために人を殺す。気に入っとるように。
Heavenly, the freaking, what is it? Light and Power? What the heck is the name of that thing that I was using? Heavenly Strike was the first one, but that sort of choo-choo-choo thing. It's the freaking, what is that technique, Dragon? What was the one that I was using that you and I both love? The zip, zip, zip thing? Thank you, Dragon. Yeah, that was that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. It helped to have like a bunch of focus because as you can see, I've got 0 right now. Heavenly Strike. No, Heavenly Strike. No, Heavenly Strike was the first one that I got. The one where you go like strike, strike, strike. That second one, which uses a lot of focus, but is really, really damaging. Also, I need to get this guy's stuff. Okay. What do you think, Ishi?
アルタンを殺してもクロードを仇に思う連中はいる。みんな次は自分の番だって怯えてるよ。
俺が切るのは悪人のみだ。
私たちをどう見る？ただの化け物。
Dance of Wrath, that's right.
あんたらはよくやったと思うよ。さよなら、ユナ。
Well, I mean, that's as close as we get, I
一
guess.
の言葉気にしないで。
皆に恐れられてはかなわんな。
あんたの行いもその訳もわからない奴らはいる。
だが、下道に落ちてはおらぬか。
落ちててもあんたには正義があるよ。
The Headstrong Thief. Oh, did I get it? Perfect timing! That's all I get. I don't get more of it to come on. Charm of Swift Return. Two times silk. I don't know about those rewards, to be honest. Man, look at the strength in those legs, man. There's one strong horse. Okay. How are we doing on time? Not bad, not bad. I don't know if I want to do... I want to start one of the I do want to do one of the monk tales just to see what it's like, and then maybe that'll be it for tonight. We got a lot of progress done. Got all the Ishikawa ones, all the got all the Yuna ones up here anyway. And so, yeah, so we can do that, and then next time I play this, we'll do more of the Norio tales. I think there's 2 of them here on the island, on this part of the island, which is Birth of Suffering, and this one over here, Norio tale. And then, yeah, then we've got that, which is the new explorable region, but we're going to skip that for now. We will have the Walls of Yorikawa, and this one. These are the other 2 main ones that exist. And we can't get that yet, but soon. And we enjoyed a hot spring. It's true. And we got to have an interesting discussion about, work engagements and how to deal with those situations. Be right there, just getting some stuff. What's up? Ooh.
恐れながら素材が足りないようです、お侍様。
Oh, that's tough. That's really, 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 really tough. Actually, is it? Which do I use? I mean, I really use the longbow. No, you know what? It's worth upgrading this, I think. Actually, before I do that, let me think whether or not. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So. So we've just got that to upgrade and that to upgrade the low to 5. Yes. Unfortunately, I must have edits that I must complete. Okay, I gotta find the gift altar here before I do Norio's thing. And I'll talk to you more about that in just a minute after I get this gift. There it is. 100 supplies. Yeah, it wouldn't have been enough, so that's fine. Okay. Alright, let's go. Alright, Norio. Okay. The last warrior monk. Yes, definitely. Please do check out exclamation point Gray Shade. I can't wait to see this dude fight. Look at that weapon. It doesn't even look practical. No, wrong one. Wait, what are you doing? Am I just like following you around? Oh, wait. I am so confused as to what this guy's doing. I mean, those are all tracks. A naginata? No, I'm talking about running with it. I'm sure the weapon is super practical to use. I was talking about having it sheathed like that. What the heck? Am I supposed to be, like... Am I supposed to be, like, with him when he does this? Or, like... Oh. Okay. Guess that answers that.
沼の方へ行ったか。よし。方針とは長い付き合いのようだな。
争わぬようにと兄をいさめてくれました。
方針はどのような僧だ。
佐護で流行り病のあった時、顔や手足が腐り、皆から見放された病人を進んで手当てするような男です。
大した男ではないか。
方針曰く、僧兵は怒りに駆られていると。ですが私のなぎらたは少ない犠牲で多くを救うもの。そこに怒りはありません。
And I do without hatred. I like this dude. What are we doing? Oh, return to the T field. Okay, sorry. Apparently I'm not supposed to be following you at all. Follow the Mongols' trail. All right. So this way. Yep. 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 Okay. Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's a nice. Yeah, no, that sword is so cute. Look, you have two of them, two of your very own.
お主は残れ。僧らが捕まらぬようにな。
Okay. That time. Ronin or Kensai? No. Can't tell. There you go. Okay. Shoot. Okay, go that way. Who exactly are you doing that against? These guys doing? Oh, no problem, Didge. No problem to just lurk. You could be like these guys. Oh! Get there. All right. Now we need to figure out how to get rid of those guys. I know I'm freeing the captured monks. Relax. Okay. So far, so good. Now... Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Whoa, easy, easy, easy. Did it. Got him. Hey, what's up, Inside Out Boy? Yeah, I have to get that thing.
方針はおるか。
方針？いいえ。見ましたそうを猛虎が追っております。じきに戻りましょう。
酒井様、猛虎が来ます。
ノリオ、生きていたか。
お主ら、下がっておれ。
What? Damn it. Let's try. God damn it. Better get back there. Whoa, easy horses. Easy, easy. Jeez. What's up, Epic-Whack? If you just went in the back, you're like, "Roar!" I could see the value of that. The primal scream.
方針は他の猛虎が連れて行った。ノリオ、奴ら方針のことや杉寺の名を知っていたぞ。
I knew Hoshi's name.
酒井様、 なぜ方針だけは別に。
腕利きのクス氏ゆえに使い出があるのだろ
口さかしいからかも。
う。猛虎を怒らせたと。
方針ならばありえます。
そう答えをせくな。まず行き先を突き止めねば。
では私が調べておきましょ
う。赤島の村で会おう。あまり気をもむな。
The last warrior monk. There we go. Charm of Resistance 2. Reduces all damage by a moderate amount. Yeah, okay. Okay. 3 actions, 3 illusions. Yeah, this Norio dude's alright. I liked him from the very beginning. Okay, so number 2 is there, so that's really easy. There's also a survivor camp there, although I don't really need that. Alright, let's see what that thing about the ghost thing you were mentioning. I think that's probably 2. Yeah, so I'll save the technique points. The next technique point I'll use will be on that one, that Killer Instinct thing. I wouldn't mind that too. The concentration cooldown would be nice at some point. That one is going to be the absolute last one because I don't want to get to a point where it's like, oh, I'm dead. Here I can get, like, I don't want to get to that point, you know. So these ones, whatever. And then eventually, I wouldn't mind getting actually the evade ones too, but I don't know. I've gotten a lot of them at this point. All right. Looking at the time. All right. Let's get back to the gift altar, and I'll do one more, and that'll be it. So gift altar here. Yeah. I agree. Okay. My pleasure, Shino. I'll be right back. Just getting a gift.
Norio.
Okay. All right, Norio. Last mission of the night, folks.
皆方針を案じていますが、たまには気を休めないと。
ああ、楽しんでおるようだな。
昔の私のようです。
菰田の戦の後、俺も変わってしまった。
地獄でしたか。
菰田か。ああ。皆討ち死に、浜は血を吸って真っ赤に染まり、まるで泥の沼。この世の景色ではない。
我らは南へ向かい、日が暮れて、ひどい嵐で立ち往生に。ある村で休んでいましたが、悲鳴で起きると、母屋が燃えていた。猛虎の仕業でした。縛られて金田へ運ばれ、その後は討ち死にの方がマシだ。方針の所在が分かりました。
すぐに立つか。
はい。
Surprisingly good facial work too on the way they manage this. 3 actions, 3 illusions. Yeah, I hear you. Well, this is the last one. I like I say for the night. I totally understand if you have to bail before that, of course. Not 100% sure what I'm playing tomorrow. I may want to do like a retro cast tomorrow. Do like a little Intellivision or do some other kind of games. I'm not sure. I haven't decided.
いつか故郷の近江に戻り再興するつもりだ。
私にもそんな気力があれば。 これまでの人生、道は明らかでした。悟りの境地を目指し、仏に仕える。それでよかったのです。
なら続ければいいだろう。
入門したのは兄がいたからです。これからもずっと兄と共に修行していくものだと思っていました。こんなことになるとは。
全てを奪われたわけではない。いつか猛虎は消えるが、お主の人生は続く。
もう私の人生ではありません。死んでいった兄や仲間の供養をせねば、酒井様も菰田で死んだ者の命を背負っているのでは。
そうだな。死んだ者の分まで生きねば。
ですがたやすくはありません。
そうかもしれん。
猛虎襲来前の人生が遠い昔のように思えます。
Before and after.
20年も経てば今日のこともそう思える。
酒井様、方針は暴力を嫌うとお伝えしましたよね。
僧兵を非難しておるそうだな。
奴は武具すら嫌います。太刀も薙刀も。
助け出したら何を好むのか教えて。
間もなく野営です。万平です。倒しましょう。
俺はここだ。
邪魔だ。
まず野営を見渡して。
あの蔵はどうですか。
よし。
He's like casually talking to me. He's like, all right, he's like, we have to get a look at the whole camp. He's like, well, how about that? Meanwhile, the guy's like, hey, I'm over here. Like, that was great.
方針を見つけましょう。
誰か囚われておるな。
きっと方針です。
俺ならば兵に見つからずたどり着ける。猛虎ののろし術。
のろしを上げて注意を引きましょう。
その隙に救い出す。
Okay.
方針を助けたらあそこで会おう。
私が遅れても気にせずに必ず方針を村まで届けてください。生きて明石までお会いしましょ
う。のろしが上がったら方針を救う。
御仏のご加護がありますように。
All right. Free Hoshi. This one is definitely a full stealth. This is all about the stealth, this one. Or at least the attempt is going to be all about the stealth. Free Hoshi. Want to be able to slide all the way. Well, I might be able to, actually. Okay. All right, well that didn't work. I got mistakes were made. Excuse me, sir. Had to end someone's suffering. That was not the most stealthy thing I've ever accomplished.
あなたはどなたです？
仲間だ。逃げるぞ。
できません。猛虎が杉寺に連れて行ってくれます。あそこの人々を急ぎ治療しなくては。
無駄口は聞かぬ。
いけません。私は残らねば。
酒井様、方針。
ノリオ、なぜここにおる？
近くの猛虎がのろしに気づいた。向かってきます。
そうか。
I am going to be streaming tomorrow night too, probably, Drew. Yes, I will indeed. Basically a ghost. All right, well, I had to protect him. Didn't catch that. I think you said something about, why are you lighting me on fire? Especially the cannon guy is such a pain in the butt. It's just like, yeah, take that.
みんな死んだ。私だけだ。
すまない。助けになればと思ったのだが、猛虎は私を探していた。皆を救うため従ったのだ。
どうして所在を知られた？
それは私にもわからぬ。だが杉寺に戻るよう脅された。治療のため。
敵の傷を癒すつもりなのか？
苦しみに敵味方があるのでしょうか？
敵によるな。
もしかして杉寺は落ちたのか？
どうだろうか。
ノリオ、遠兵が来る前に方針と村に戻れ。
猛虎が来たら
俺も一緒に手立てを練ろ
う。All right. Sounds good. 3 actions, 3 illusions. That went pretty well. Not nearly stealthy enough. That was a problem, but yeah, I'll get one more technique point that'll allow me to do that other thing. Yeah, charm vitality. I already know about that. Okay, Ghost in the Fog. All right, well let's loot this. Let's loot this place up, shall we? And then we're heading. Then we're done for the night. We're not going to do any other missions today. Got a lot of missions done today, though. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, definitely do that. I love that the guy was like, I've got a cannon. I'm like, really? Because I've got an explosive arrow. I too have things that are my boomstick. Oh, I swear, the next one of you. Okay. Picked up a lot of iron, too. I love the fact that he did the standoff, like, right outside. And he's just like, all right, well, we'll see what we can do about finding things. Meanwhile, I'm like, ah! Hmm. 100 actions in a mirror, exactly. Oh, you're welcome. Well, thank you for being here, Emily, so that I can be doing this for an audience of people. That's why I'm always grateful for everybody in chat, and that's why I am always happy when we have however many we have here. Although it's obviously it's great when you get, you know, more and more people in. That's also great because the more the merrier for even more of the community. But any number of people, when it's these amazing people that are just hanging out and chatting, is a good thing. Nice. I needed those. I did need those kunai. Okay. Ouch. Okay. All right. Let's get back to the village where we're gonna. Oh wait. I don't think I. No, I did. I just came from there, didn't I? I did. I did come from there. Yes. Okay. All right. So we're just gonna go back to where we're going. Get another gift, I guess. And then we'll deal with Ghost in the Fog, but not tonight. We'll do that tomorrow.
Sakai-sama, その説はどうも。
シノ、無事に着いたのだな。
事なき道中でした。妖怪とは無縁の。今、手当ての方法を教わっているんです。
父君も喜ぶぞ。
Okay, that's why she kept talking. Because she was the one that had this, you know, supposedly her father was killed by the Kappa, and it was actually just bandits. Oh, the argument. All right, guys. You guys can argue with each other later. Right now, I'm getting a gift. Okay, great. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I can't get up to that corner. There's an exception. Back here. Good. What's up, Tilted Gaming? And hello, Rising Tides. Good to see you, and happy holidays. Of course, I've already wished happy holidays to Tilted Gaming a bunch, but good to see you again, sir. And Rising Tides, my friend, how you doing? I have not wished you a happy new year. I have wished you happy holidays at some point, but happy new year. Yeah, we have been having a good time with this, with the warrior monk stuff. We've done a bunch of these tales. If you kind of zoom out to the island now, this area, basically this island right now, 21 out of 24 liberated, 9 out of 17 there, and then 0 out of 15. That's the far north one. So zooming back in, we're almost there on this. We're pretty much. This, like, some of this stuff I'm going to do off stream. The question marks, these like diamonds, the small little things I will do off stream, not necessarily tomorrow, but at some point. But I'm trying to do these things, which are like the tales, these sort of side story deals. That one I'm also going to do off stream, but like the side story tales, and there's another one up somewhere. Yeah, here. 4 of that. That's Cedar Temple. And then, of course, the main ones, these main gold ones as well. Yeah. I don't want to, yeah, but I don't know. That I'm not necessarily going to do all that. I'm feeling pretty comfortable, actually, with this setup. I do some stuff off stream when I can, but honestly, most of what I'm interested in, honestly, is this stuff. Besides the mythic tales, that's been really cool. But other than that, it's really the gold ones and this ones. In fact, this one is worrying me a little bit, Dragon, because I don't know that I want to go through all of that during this playthrough. Like, I'm not 100% sure if I do. I want to do this. I want to do these gold ones. I want to keep progressing the story. And so I don't 100% know that I want to do that. Because it's like clearly side quest stuff. So we'll see. Yeah, well, I'm actually working on one such book. I'm almost through the edits of it. I've probably got 3/4 of it done. So I'm going to be doing quite a bit of it tomorrow, and really trying to make a big push. I don't know that I'll get it all done tomorrow, but a lot of it. So should be on track to be able to get it back when I promised, by I think it was early next week, 1st or 2nd, I don't remember. Yeah, and then Emily's going to do another light edit, she said. And then we're going to have a brief conversation, a short conversation about, a couple of lingering, like, I have a couple questions about, like, do you think I should do X, Y, or Z? Like, things like that. So I've got a few of those notes that I've taken down. And that's like 4 or 5 things, like bullet point things for me to go over, that's not actually already in the manuscript. So soon. No, I don't. I know that, Dragon. I don't mean. How do I put this? I understand, but it's not the stop the con thing, right? I understand it's not just a bunch of fetch quests. I get that, but it's not the stop. It's not the main stop the con stuff. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. To Bitcoin. Aw, well, thanks, Emily. Thank you. I appreciate that. So anyway, so that's the plan. When we come back to the game, we are going to start with doing that, and then we'll go up and we'll do that. If there's still more Norio Tail, fine. Basically until it says, okay, the rest is to the north of the island. Then we'll do the gold ones. We'll start with this one, and then we'll go up to that one, and that will lead us up, presumably, to set us up so we can go after Castle Shimura, and that will set us up for Act 3. No, I believe that, but... oh, geez. Yeah, and Inkbloom is off to a few betas as well. Well, I'm excited for you to read it. Excited for you to read it, Rising Tides. And as far as yeah. Yeah, well, I'm glad that it's that it had that effect. Why am I just wandering around the map? This is silly. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be here starting tomorrow. Sorry, not starting tomorrow. Starting the next time we get into the game. So let's make sure we do our usual stuff. Look at all these tales we've completed. So many completed tales. Nice. Okay. We have got... What is it trying to show me? Oh, is it trying to show me... What is it claiming is my new gear? Oh, I mean, new Sakai steel. Oh, okay. Wait a second. No, is it sword kit options? What are you showing me this for? What is it allegedly that I haven't seen yet? You want me to just look at the charm options? Is that it? Okay. That did it. Right. Continues to be that. Great. All right, so now there's all that. All fits. And... yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, because we've been streaming for about 3 hours and 40 minutes now, and I'm probably going to be doing a bonus stream again tomorrow as well. So unfortunately, yeah, I mean, I don't normally stream on Wednesdays, but I'm sure you've seen the information about the fact that I'm in recuperation / isolation mode. So that means that I have not had a lot of other stuff to do other than doing a lot of editing and, you know, paying bills, excited stuff like that, and then streaming while my family is not here, visiting my father-in-law, who I obviously do not want to get ill with this thing that is happening. Complete all of Yuna's tales. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Ooh, that's our rarest one yet, I think. The Headstrong Thief. Silver, rare. 34.7% of players earned. Very nice. Okay, that's actually not why I did that, though. I wanted to look at... Nope, not that. I wanted to look... Actually, you know what? I'm just going to look at the media gallery, then. Okay, media gallery. Where are you at? There you are. Okay, so here's what we did today in terms of screenshots. So this will give you a sense of where we were. It was, I think we started with this. This was the "Why are you afraid?" I was just like, I don't understand. I think this is perfectly, why are you afraid? I think this is fine. It all works. That's a good one. I do feel like I've done ones like this before, though. Bamboo, me, and a temple. That wasn't bad. That was just me being silly. This is this is a very good one. This is me and my boy Kenji after we solved yet another Kenji doing something he probably shouldn't have been doing. This is me just sort of sitting down hanging out. So I just like this because I thought that was a cool sort of motif. That's a really good one. That's pretty gorgeous. That's up there for me today. That's good too. I also like that. Is it that? Yeah. That's not bad either, actually. But it's not set up right or whatever, but I love the color. And then that was part of the trophy. And of course, the classic. Always got to have that one. But I've done stuff like that before. And that's the one where I got the trophy. Yeah, I got to be honest. I think it's either this one. Today's favorite for me is either this one or I think that one. It's not like it's the most beautiful one. I just think it's funny. And it's like it's so different from any of the other ones I had. You like the text on what? On this which one? On this? Oh, yeah, because of what's done is in the past. It's not bad, but there's on the top left, it's got the thing message in blood, and on the bottom left, it's got the L1 plus I. It's not, it's cool. It's fine. It just isn't quite screwed, because I was it was in the middle of another, going to another place, so I kind of just had to do it quickly. I think my favorite for today, just because it's so different, is this. That's true. We could crop it. That's true, yeah. Ah, Kenji. So yeah, that's what we did today. That was a really, really good time. Dragon, do you remember how to tell how long you've played something in PS5? Is it options? Check for update. Is there an update? Okay, no. By the save file? Oh. Okay, that was a mistake. Whoops. All right, fortunately, PS5 loads, super fast, so. Okay. No. All right. So the most recent was... Oh, okay, yeah, it was this one. Information. That's not it, Dragon. Unless I've been... oh, wait, is that 33 hours and 44 minutes? I take it back. If that's what that means, so it's 33 hours. Yeah, I was thinking it was 33 minutes. Wow, okay. Yeah, well, that probably sounds about right, actually. 33 hours, 44 minutes, yeah. Probably about right. Okay, cool. Well, that is good stuff. I've been thoroughly enjoyed it. Okay. So that, chat, is going to do it for us for tonight. But as I mentioned... Yeah, it's why I was saying. I was like, oh, that can't be the right one. Because I was like, I know I played it longer than 33 hours, But I hope you all recognize that I actually wore my sword shirt for just such a purpose for tonight. So we were using the swords, and I thought it was only appropriate to kind of get it in there as well. So Oh, I just said, I was just like 33 minutes. I was just like, I was like, that can't be the right one. Like, it must totally not be that one. And then I was like, wait, maybe that's 33 hours. And in fact, that was the case. Okay. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching the bonus stream with me. We are going to have another one, I think, tomorrow evening. I may try to start a little earlier than I was able to tonight, but we'll see. I don't want to promise automatically. So just keep posted and you will see. I will be hopefully streaming tomorrow. I'm really feeling a retro cast in me though. Love Ghost of Tsushima, but I am feeling, since these are bonuses anyway, I now feel like I've caught up on the one that I missed this past weekend by doing this one just now. So I feel like doing a retro stream possibly for a bonus stream. And then remember, on Friday, we have our annual Game of the Year show. And it's actually our end of the year show, officially end of the year, because the 31st, I'm not going to be streaming officially. I might have a stream after the kids go to bed or something, and it depends. But otherwise, I may not. So the last definite one is going to be Friday night. And that one will be the one where we talk about the state of the channel in the past year, in 2022, some highlights for me, and then what we're looking at in 2023 in terms of what is going to be awesome stuff to have fun with. I am very excited to be able to talk about some of the cool stuff coming to the channel, and hopefully to my writing in 2023. So that's going to be happening as well. And then most important of all, you couldn't have anything without ranked lists, right? So I'm going to be doing my annual list of video games that I've played. In fact, I need to put that list together. Probably need to do that at some point, if not tomorrow, then Friday morning. Make sure that I have all the list of all the video games that I played this year, either on or off stream, and then I will rank them in reverse order. And we'll go from whatever the bottom one is all the way up to the top, and we will see what the top game is going to be. Number one triangle strategy. Arudinel will not be happy with you if that turns out to be what that is. So any games that I could play with you, maybe, although if it's a super retro game, then if it's like an Intellivision one, then probably not, Dragon. If that's what we're looking at, if it's a super retro one, then I wouldn't be able to do that. So, but possibly I'd have to see about whether or not there are other games that I could do. I don't know. I could do that. I could maybe do like a Jackbox game. That's another thing I thought about too, was the Jackbox games, ones where you get a bunch of the chat involved, like playing together. That might also be fun to do some of that stuff as well. So I might, because I don't do a lot of those kinds of streams, and that might actually be fun to do that as well. I don't know. I'll think about it. It'll be something sort of off the beaten path a little bit, because that's what a bonus stream is all about. But right now, I'm going to rise up on out and be heading off to bed. So if you like what you saw and heard today, please follow the channel. Please check out the YouTube at !ArvTube, Discord at !ArvCord, Twitter at !ArvTweets, website arvanelloron.com, financially !ArvShop for the merchandise area, !ArvTrayon for that Patreon. Thank you so much for those who have boosted it in recent weeks, and thank you to all those who have subscribed to the channel, getting those custom sub badges and emotes and everything. And I love showing this because this is an example of how these things work. That's all that we have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 total people. And actually, you can't really count Kilgore, because Kilgore and my schedules never mesh up. So that's why Kilgore's actually we've used Kilgore's, I made sure that he was okay with this. We've used Kilgore's inspirations to go into the channel inspiration pool every year. So we've used every month. So we've used those channel inspirations. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 basically people left. That list normally is like 3 times that large, because we blew all those inspirations to help the party in not 1, not 2, but 3 epic boss battles that we had the month of December. So definitely the inspiration list got to work out. And that's one of the things that subscribing to the channel and supporting the Patreon can do. It was all for the river. Yeah, it was great. It was great. Really, everyone got a chance to support people in their various endeavors, and that was really cool. In the various campaigns that we run. So it was really fun to watch everyone kind of getting into it. And there's more of that to come. Obviously, on the publishing side, Icarus is my Icarus graphic novel from the amazing Athos Arts. Library, Tales and Tomes in the Forbidden Library, my 5e adventure and sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment. And Greyshade for my novel, which has already earned out from Athos Arts. And edited by the incomparable Emily the Invincible. The sequel for that is what I'm working on the edits for right now, and that's Renegade, and that's going to be next year, and then Heretic the year after that. And so if you want to get those, pre-orders on those, and if you want to get a pre-order on the tabletop role-playing game designed by one Mr. The Rising Tides, who is currently hanging out here in chat with us, you can do that as well. That's also next year. And of course, the audiobook by Trent Sparks, also next year. So lots of stuff coming out next year. You can pre-order all of it at that exclamation point gray shade link. And as always, exclamation point BLM, Black Lives Matter, important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Exclamation point Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention, important to reach out to others when you need help and reach out to others when they need help as well. And exclamation point Ukraine, UKRAINE, to help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war and send a message that we will help other people when they are facing similar situations of oppression. Other than that, though, let me just double check quickly. Let me see. Who have we got that is on? But I just raided it. Now, you know what? We'll skip it tonight. I will do a raid tomorrow night, but let me see. I think. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so there's other people aren't even starting. So yes. So we're just gonna do that. We're not no raid tonight. We will do a raid tomorrow, but it's late and I don't see a lot of the people. I've already raided these people that are there very recently, so I want to try to spread it around a little bit if I can. So I will see you lovely folks, however, tomorrow night at some point. I don't know when. I will post on Twitter when I do. And you can always obviously monitor the Discord because the bot in the announcements channel will always pop up when I am going live. So you should definitely check that out as well. Thank you to my wonderful mods, Dragon Spear, Emily, the Invincible, the Rising Tides. Good to see you, Rising Tides, again. Happy New Year. And I'll be talking to you soon. And of course, many thanks to Dragon, Emily, Rising Tides, Tilted Gaming for their Patreon and sub support. Thank you to Zero One Ella. Thank you to Arudinel, who's been lurking tonight. Thank you to, oh my God. Vamos, Argentina world champions. There's too many cheers, Dragon. Thank you so much for all the cheers, but you've just been like, cheer. Like, you know, it's too much. I'm very grateful. Thank you. And yes, they are the world champions. I guess that's one good reason for you to cheer, right? But thanks, Dragon. I appreciate that. Thank you to Rudno, I know is lurking tonight. Odyssia, Bob Bear, Chaotix, of course. Good to see you, Chaotix, was just sort of lurking too. To Epic Quack was here naturally. Diginferno, Drapsnat, Galadriel totally not a bot. Jagtris, Nonstop, PKD fan, Stewie, and of course, Wispy Song, who is here as well. It's good to see all of you tonight. Thank you all so much for being amazing. And I will see all of you lovely folks sometime tomorrow for another. Aha, you were caught. Happy holidays. Happy New Year, Chaotix. I'm logging off now, but I'll have another bonus stream tomorrow of something, probably some retro stuff or something off the beaten path, and then Friday, my end of the year show. So I hope your end of year has been okay, Chaotix. It's good to see you, sir. And good to see all of you. Chat, much love, wonderful folks, and I will catch you folks down the line. Until then, as I always say, please be good to each other. Bye for now.